The Webuye Pan paper mills, once the economic heartbeat of Western Kenya, went under receivership in 2009 after failing to service its debt obligations. However, after 7 years of inactivity, the paper mill is set to get back on its feet, having successfully negotiated its way out of receivership, and is set to open in the next 2 weeks. This is after the paper mill was purchased by the Rai group of companies at 900 million shillings. But with most of the machines being outdated, production will be delayed for at least 4 months, with the first of the 4 production lines expected to produce 25,000 tons annually.
90% of the assets of this company are held by long-term lenders, those 5 investors, 4 banks and 1 financial investor. They are the ones who have the beneficial interest in these assets. So when we are selling the assets, and we're not selling shareholding. And so those assets are being sold to a new investor, which is Rai Group.
So on the first line, we estimate at least 25,000 tons per annum. And gradually then we'll start another line, second line and third line, and hopefully the 4th line.
But how did the sale end up with one bidder?
We came on board after the first round of bids had been done. And we then said, everybody, all the people who expressed interest in the first round, we contacted them. Everybody, including Juja, we said, please tell us, are you willing to put in a bid? What is that bid? And is it your final bid? Because one thing for people to say, I'm interested, have you actually put in a bid? You know, as they say, put your money where your mouth is. And when we came down to that, we had only one bidder.
With the long-term lenders accounting for almost 90% of the assets, unsecured creditors will bear the brunt of the company's liquidation and are set to walk home empty-handed.
Even at this stage, the long-term lenders will not even get a significant share of what they have lent. So therefore, there's unlikely to be anything for unsecured lenders, including shareholding.
To keep it afloat, Rai Group plans to inject close to 6 billion shillings in the next 5 to 10 years.
I give you that assurance. This company will run to manufacture paper.
Very good.
And of course, with that, we may add value additions for paper. You will not find me now making plywood in that facility, I can assure you.
So one of the things that the government is expected to support is the issue of securing license. And today that license is going to be secured from Kenya Forest Service. The new investor will make application to Kenya Forest Service like anybody else who wants to deal in that would do, as a way of providing the necessary raw materials.
Elsewhere, Kenya is set to host the 7th African Ease of Doing Business Conference starting next week, expected to bring together over 15 African countries.